Hi, this is B, certified high performance coach, certified in fact by the world's leading high performance personal development coach, Brendan Burchard, and the High Performance Institute. They are the people responsible for introducing all of the high performance habits and high performance coaching to the world. And my God, have they done it fantastically. It's been researched for the last 2 decades, thousands and thousands of coaching sessions in order to ascertain what are the top habits for building long-term sustainable success. Can't even say that word, sustainable success, whilst looking after your health and having fantastic relationships. That is, after all, what the game is about. So I want to welcome you to this session, and this session has to be one of my all-time favorite performance habits, and this session is going to be on energy. Now, how do we generate? This is a great saying of Brendan Burchard's. A power plant doesn't have energy, it generates energy. So I'm going to give you some tips and some tools and some tricks, 5 basic strategies to increase the energy you have on a daily basis. And I'm going to give you a little caveat here because this is not always everybody's favorite session, mainly because a lot of it is common sense. So if you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, yeah, I know that. But importantly, what happens is these are the things that get kicked to the bottom of the curb when we get lost in the actions and the pace and all of the stuff that's going on around us. These are the basics, the foundations that tend to get kicked to the curb, and that's when we start to lose more and more and more of our energy and our joie de vivre and our enthusiasm for life. So I'm going to challenge you first off. If there's never been a time in your life when you've said to yourself, this is it, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to dedicate, I'm going to commit to getting into the best shape of my life, I'm going to do that for the next 12 months. If you've never done it before, start doing it now, because we need to do these things beforehand rather than later, before that diagnosis, before you've lost your marbles, before you're reaching the bottom and you just don't know which way to turn. Implementing these fundamental things that I'm going to outline for you today should come first. So a lot of it is common sense. Let me tell you, a lot of it is common sense. You may have heard this before, but what it isn't always is common practice. So we're going to start right off the bat. I'm challenging you to do this for 12 months. And listen, it doesn't matter if you don't do it for 12. Say you just do it for 3 months. Say you just do it for those 90 days. You're going to start creating those better habits to live a better quality of life. And you'll start sowing the seeds of the success habits that you should have in your daily life. First of all, let's start with, these are the things that I find make a huge difference in my life, and also a huge difference in my clients' lives that they just don't even stop to think about. And what I want to do is talk about, number 1, release tension. Releasing tension on a daily basis. And these have been found, this particular activity has been found to be one of the leading tiny things that you can do on a daily basis to reduce that stress level and just enable you to be able to cope with things a little bit easier. So the first thing I want to talk about is transitions. Everything we do in our day is a transition. From when you wake up in the morning to when you walk to the kettle, from when you get dressed in the morning to going to the front door, when you go from the front door to the train or your car or however it is that you need to get to work, when you put your bike away and you walk into the office, when you've walked into the office and you go and get a coffee, when you go from one meeting to the next meeting, when you go from that meeting to having a telephone call. And then again, these moments of transition present themselves throughout your day. And then again at the end of the day, when you finish work, when you get back onto the tube, that's a transition. When you get off the tube and you're walking to your home, that's a transition. When you're walking in the front door and you're having a conversation with your partner, or yourself, if you're me. If you live on your own, then that's a transition, each of these things. And what they do is something wonderful. They present you with opportunities to release tension. In these moments, just take a beat. Recognize those moments of transition and take 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just to breathe and just to recognize I am going from one thing into the next. I am going from this activity to the next activity. Take 10 deep breaths in and then out. And think about how you want to step into the next part of your day. How am I walking into this room? Who is going to be in this room? How do I want to show up in this room? These moments of transition present themselves throughout our day, on many times a day, so that these transitions present a really, really easy, simple and timely way to release those moments of tension throughout the day, but they take intentional action. Second one, this has got to be one of my absolute favorites, and what we're talking about here is your emotional energy. We are the ones responsible for our emotional energy. We are the only people who are responsible for how we feel on a day-to-day basis. So I want you to take ownership of the energy that you bring and choose what energy you want to move forward with. I take this one from Brenda Bouchard because it's honestly the best. Throughout the day, I make it my intention to bring the joy, to bring some excitement, to bring some enthusiasm, to tell somebody else that they can do it. I choose these moments to play and to laugh and to not take it all so seriously, right? Life is about laughter and it's about fun, but you have to cultivate. We can get so lost in the responsibility and the noise and the pace and the agenda. We can get so lost in those things that by the end of the day we realize we haven't been in control of our own energy. Choose the intention with which energy you bring into your day. So that's the second one. So we've had transition and we've had choosing your emotional energy. Thirdly, I want to talk about the basics, and my apologies if this is all common sense to you, like yeah, we all know that. But these are the fundamentals. These are the fundamentals that will completely game change the energy that you physically have on a day-to-day basis. They could also come with a lot of excuses. So it's time to eradicate those. No excuses. If you want more energy in your day, if you want to feel more energized, doing these 3 things alone will increase your productivity by 30%. I tell no lies when I say that. Number 1, what do you think it's going to be? What do you think the number 1 is going to be? Yeah, I hear you saying it and I hear all your excuses. But the buck stops right here. Sleep. 7 to 9 hours a night. If you continuously have, I'm going to tell you this fact that changed the game for me. If you have 10 days of sleep deprivation, it is your cognition levels are the equivalent to being 3 times over the drink drive limit. Take that one with you. So 7 to 9 hours a night minimum. It enables your brain to process all the information and file it away. It increases not just your energy, but also your memory, the way you understand things. You all know when you haven't shown up. We've all been there. When you've had a conversation with somebody and you've snapped at them, or you've been short, or you've said the wrong thing, and that all boils down to the amount of sleep. If you can only do one thing, try and increase your sleep by 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Do that for 7 days. Do it for 10 days. Try that first. Exercise 5 times a week. Yes, you heard it. Yes, you heard it. And it may not need to be a 3-hour trip to the gym. You can easily implement simpler things to do. But what is recommended, as I'm sure you all know, is completely game changing for your energy. 5 times a week. So get 2 cardios in, 20 minutes each, 2 cardio sessions, 2 strength sessions whereby you're lifting something heavy and you're challenging yourself. And if a 5th one is too difficult to fit in, then just make it a walk around the block. Get outside, smell that fresh air, breathe it into your lungs and get that breathing going. Lastly, on the basics list is eating. We're going to talk about nutrition. What are the things that you need? If you have a PT, talk to your PT. What is that breakdown? Those macronutrient breakdowns. Most of us, the best way to live and have more energy is a high protein diet, and most of us are probably 30 to 40% under eating on the protein that we need, protein and carbs. So do any research you need, listen to any podcasts that you need to work out what it is you need based on your height and your weight and your age, what nutrients you may be deficient on and what nutrients you need more in your life. This leads on to the fourth strategy that you can do to have more energy in your life. Get a pro health team. Get a pro health team. You know what? We can go to the gym 5 times a week, but when you're doing it on your own all the time, it can get really lonely. It can get really repetitive. It can get really grindy. So find those people. Find those people in your gym. Exercise buddies. Invite comrades onto your mission to increase the energy in your life. Go and see a nutritionist or a dietitian. Sometimes we can be allergic to things that we didn't even know was causing these gripes within ourselves. Find that expert, that pro health team, so that this can be the year that you get in your best health ever. Lastly, and this is fantastic, and I set them up throughout the day, your energy triggers. Moments in the day when you remind yourself what energy is that you want to bring in, that you want to bring into the equation. I find this one really, really easy. If you just want one, a door trigger. Every time I walk into a door, I've got my arm going out to the right there because there's my left, your right. There's a door just to my left. When I walk through a door, I have a trigger that says, what am I bringing? It's the same as those transitions, but you can have them wherever you are really, or when you're waiting in line. I'll have a gratitude trigger. What am I thankful for? What am I excited about? What's coming up that really fills me with joy? So just a little 5 strategies, a little synopsis of 5 strategies you can use to have more energy in your day. Let me just recap those for you. There will be a worksheet down below that's going to give you some tips on how to increase and the tools that you can use in order to increase your energy. But try these 5 things. Transitions for tension release. Emotional energy, consciously bringing joy into your day. The basics, sleeping, exercise, eating. Getting on board, inviting comrades and having a pro team that help you get into the best shape of your life. And implement energy triggers into your day. One of my favourite sessions, energy, I always speak and have so much joy for this high performance process and these high performance tools, and there is absolutely more coming your way. Soon you will have access to a discounted subscription, our monthly subscription for weekly high performance tools. That is coming your way on the subsequent emails and videos on this session. But if you need more support, there is always somewhere you can look. You can check out my YouTube channel or my podcast, High Performance Culture Club, and also coming up, as well as discounted subscription to the Success Performance series. You are now eligible for discounts on the Elevate You group coaching program. More to come in the emails to follow. I hope you step away from this session with more energy in your day, with a spring in your step, and with the intention to just bring more joy out into the world for you and the people around you.